Whew. Well, I don't know where to start with this. Um, Title of the stream is So I Did Something. And I'll be quite honest with you. I'm still on the fence about doing this. I guess I should kind of start from the beginning. I'm still on the fence about doing this. So, I don't know. Let's just start at the very beginning. As you guys know, I haven't had a lot to go around, and what does happen usually keeps the roof over our head, the electricity on, and the little pittance of a cable bill that we have. So I started about a couple weeks back, and I started getting disk errors from my 8-year-old computer that I bought from an insurance agency that was closing down. It was a networking computer, and well, let's say it worked its best, the best that it could for 2 years, but I wasn't doing what I was doing now, which was getting on the internets and actually, streaming, having conversations with people, getting all involved in the actual YouTube glitz and glamour of it all. And so I'm sure everyone's had the check for disk errors. Well, every time I shut down my computer, I've been getting check for disk errors. Hasn't been coming up with anything that's curable. And then this morning I got B-sided. The old blue screen of death came up when I turned on my computer. So that basically tells me I don't have very much time left. This computer is going to go. This computer is going to be toast. We tried to do a gimmick where we use Streamlabs OBS, and the moment we did Streamlabs OBS, it completely crashed my computer. It knocked it out of the freaking blocks. So my computer's getting ready to die. But hey, hi Zach, hey Thrax, hello Jessica, Cynic, what up? Of course, Taco Stancia, hello. Vicala, hello. And of course, hi. Fire Mistress, Human Resources. This is more of a ramble stream, but a bathing in my own misery. And I hate to bring drama in, but this really isn't drama. Hey, Irate. This is essentially shit that is happening. And I didn't know what to do about it. So I went ahead and I talked to some friends behind the scenes, and I said, well, what do I need to have, a decent streaming computer where time to time I could put videos together and put them up, where I could do some voiceover work for other people, and, it just wouldn't shit the bed on me. I literally showed people what my specs were on my computer, and most every single person goes, oh my God, I don't even know how you're still running the way that you're running. I didn't know either. I mean, either by the grace of God or by the deviousness of the devil, one or the other. And I said, listen, I'm not a gamer. You know, I don't need any type of high tech stuff. I'm cool with that. I need something that's going to get me by, something that's a little bit farther advanced than boomer tech. And um, so everybody, I literally asked around for a week. I'm like, hey guys, if I do a GoFundMe, because there were people pushing me to do a GoFundMe. I'm not going to mention any names, but there were people saying, no, this is what you have to do. This is important. What you're doing is good entertainment. It's rare. It's something for that people can actually enjoy without any TMZ drama. And I'm like, guys, I don't have the money. I can't even sell a limb. I can't even sell blood anymore because they red right armed me, which in the plasma community means this guy's too much of a risk to try to draw blood. So yeah, I couldn't even do that. This isn't to be a sob story, guys. This is just facts, putting it down how it is. We haven't even had a TV since 2000, so there's no major appliances or anything that I can hawk. So it came down to the point where people were kind of twisting my arm saying, hey, you need to do a GoFundMe. And I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it, and there's more people BTS saying you have to do it. And afternoon, Chuck. And oh no, buddy, I wish I could work a job. 4 years ago, I started suffering a series of strokes. So now, I really hate bringing this shit up because this really kills the doc gimmick. But I couldn't do anything. I was rising up in the business that I was at. I had a stroke on the floor of the business, and after that, I could no longer go back to it. I'm pretty much in a physical wreck. I can't even sign my damn name. Well, I can, but it takes me a few minutes. So with the coercion of a few people behind the scenes, they said, go ahead and put it up. And I was like, well, how much do I need to put it up for? I was trying to use, because the Broski thing, he got a gaming computer for like $2,000. And I'm like, damn, man, I don't need the game. I don't need that. Something that's modest. And I was thinking, well, maybe I can get something that was like about $600. And the behind the scenes people laughed at me and said, oh yeah, because that'll last for about a year. And then I've had people step up and say, listen, if you want something that's going to be basic, it doesn't have to be balls to the walls or anything. Just make it 1,500. Shoot for 1,500. And to put some relevance to this, 1,500 is 3 months of my damn rent. So that's the way my mind is set up. And I'm like, I can't ask people to essentially give me $1,500. And it really makes me uncomfortable. My whole mantra in life is to help people. I have two actual personal mantras, and one of them is people will always be tempted to wipe their feet on anything with welcome written on it. And love's not a product you can hoard or pack a suitcase with. It's more the way you have to give. And I followed by those two. And I don't in any way. It Doctor on call is a selfish thing. For me, I was going nuts. I was housebound for 4 years, and somebody kind of ringed me into going on a live stream. I liked it. Another person said, "Hey, I think you should be a co-host," and I kind of liked that. And then that kind of fell apart. But I went ahead and said, you know, I do kind of like this. This is nice. It can fill up my days when I'm, you know, trying to go headhunt guests to bring on, or you know, help in other ways. I spend quite a bit of time behind the scenes because I don't like. I have fights with people whom I do this for. I tell them straight up front, you know, I will help you out with this, but I really don't need credit for it because this is your gig. I'm just making sure, you know, I'm like the guy in the parking lot after the sports game with the big flashlight, just waving people through, you know, making sure they stay in their right lanes. I mean, I'm cool with that. I'm completely cool with that. And yeah, there's been a few rumbles about no, we're gonna tell everybody what you did and blah blah blah. And I was like, you know what, my payoff is the fact that I could do it, that I achieved it, and that's, I mean, that has to be my payoff. That's what makes me feel good about myself. That's what keeps me from going nuts. You know, sitting around the house not being able to do anything but, you know, go to the bathroom, cook food, wash dishes every so often, and feed cats. And this was something where I could break out, where I kind of had a set of skills that I could use for the internet, whether it's behind the scenes or, you know, behind the mic. And I felt really incredibly uncomfortable, and people kept going, no, 1,500's the limit. That'll get you a mid-range computer that's going to last you for about 5 or 6 years. Hello, Wicked. And so that's what they convinced me to do. So I've got to GoFundMe up. I actually doxed myself until the guys at GoFundMe told me how to not put my real name on it. And, you know, none of this is hyperbole. None of this is trying to get over. Like, oh, I'm such a good guy. You know what? I've said this more than once, and more than once in print and on stream, that I'm not a good guy. I'm just a guy who likes to do good things. And I find that incredibly relevant. And for me to sit back, because I'm not doing anything. I mean, I'm creating content, yes, but as far as it goes with the whole GoFundMe thing, I mean, only thing I did was write a description and put it up. I'm really not doing anything that merits people dropping that kind of money in. And so, is it machismo? Is it just hard-headedness? I don't know what it is. But, you know, wifey was sitting there. I had it all done. I had her read it. And she was just like, oh, push the goddamn button. Go live. So it's live. I mean, and I'll be honest with you, I know Social Rec is on, so I don't really want to take up any big amount of time. But I will make this offer. If there's anybody in the chat that would like to come on, I'll be more than happy to throw them the link. And oh, social's not on anymore. Let me give you a wrench. And I'm not looking to have my ego stroked, but I would like kind of a point of view so somebody can talk me down off the damn ledge, because I'm not sure if I get to the end of the night and I'm like, fuck this, and I cancel it just because I'm, you know, it sticks in my craw. I mean, I've been without employment for 4 years, and for God's sakes, I know how hard it is to get money. I mean, Jesus, it's tougher than ever out there. And for people to be selfless, I'm cool to be selfless for other people. My issue is I have a problem to have people be selfless for me. Now, I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever. But I mean, phone lines are open. If anybody wants to come in to the chat, they certainly can. I know I don't normally do this, but I'm just going to pop the link to the Hangout into the chat. There it is. There you go. I'm just sitting back waiting. But yeah, there's so many awesome things out there. There are so many good deeds that need to be done. That the recognition that you need is an internal recognition, and at least for my brain it is. That the only thing that I ever want to recognize is that joy that I get when I do things for other people. So that's why I really have a hard time coming to grips with dealing with people doing good things for me. I don't know if that makes any sense. Rec, what do you think?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I literally just got here.
Oh, well, I'm in my boxers and a clean t-shirt, but I just went and put a GoFundMe up because my computer has been giving me disk errors for the past week, and this morning I got the blue screen of death. I was able to work around it, but I have zero money. I mean, I need to keep a roof over our heads, and food. Shit, I even took today because we were getting low on food. Wifey's got a different schedule to where I'm not able to use a vehicle or have her take me to places to get stuff from the food pantry. So I walked 3 blocks with my little old man push cart and got our groceries and got back. That made me feel good. But I'm having trouble with wrapping my head around asking people for money.
Oh, okay. What's the trouble with asking people for money?
A lot of it is I I think it falls back to the being deserving enough too. Because in your own brain, it's like every artist, they will draw something, they will write something, they'll sing something, and then when they go for the playback, they'll go, "Oh, well, I could have done this better, or I could have done that better." There's always doubt and indecision, and yeah, that's something that you know you continuously punch yourself in the balls over. I mean, regardless of the kind of chaotic lifestyle that I grew up in, worth was always determined on, okay, what are you going to do next? You can't sit back on your ass and celebrate, or pop a beer and say I done did good. It's like, okay, focus. What's the next thing to do? And that's pretty heavily ingrained into my brain.
Right.
To where the only time I really actually get joy is when I do stuff for people. And most of the time I try to do it behind the scenes, because I really, really I don't need the adulation. I don't need the back pat. I just need to revel in the fact that I did a job well done. I mean,
I can relate to all that. I can very much relate to that. I'm that way in a lot, in the same way as what I do. I try to do as much as I can behind the scenes. I shy away from any sort of attention that comes my way. So I definitely get where you're coming from. I also have a problem with, I mean, I don't set myself up in any sort of way to take payments or to do anything like that, just because, I kind of, I guess to me, it's a different situation, because from what I'm hearing from you, my situation is like, I make pretty good money. So I don't feel like I need to make any more. Like, I'm doing well enough for myself. Like, I don't need to ask people who watch me to support this, thing that I do. But it's a two-part thing. I mean, that's part of it. That's more of the selfish kind of prideful, answer that I give. A lot of it is the other half of it, which is actually the more important to me aspect, is if people start paying me to do this, then I feel compelled to do it. And a lot of the enjoyment I get out of it is diminished by it feeling more like a job. You know what I mean?
Well, and here's the brilliance of my audience. I won't call them my fans, because they're a fan of the show, and they're a fan of the people that come on to the show. But the brilliance of my audience is, the first time I ever said right up front, I said, hey, if you guys have any ideas for people that you want me to talk to, DM me, wherever you find me. If you find me on Discord, cool. On Twitter, just at me, and I'll go take a look. And there are 3 guests that have been on so far that have been audience suggestions, and they were always interesting. And a good afternoon, Naomi. And I that's one of my, let me pay this off to you,
right,
by getting people on. We've got Jack T. Ripper gave me a laundry list of people, and I went through them, and there were some really interesting people. So we booked in, this is real far out, but we booked in Random Encounters. They're the guys that take video games and make like 5-minute musicals. And I found that incredibly interesting. So yeah, I'm like, hey, can you guys come on? They're like, oh, well, sure. So, I mean, I don't think that's much of a payback for Jack, because he turned me on to somebody, and then I'm bringing them on because I got turned on to them. But I want the fans to be in the chat room. I want them to ask questions at the top of the hour. I want that whole last hour to be filled with nothing but questions. But by the same token, I want them to be interested enough to want to ask questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a hard one, because I struggle with that myself. It's hard to you want to, I mean, because you can't really do this, just for yourself.
Oh, and good evening, Ghastly.
I mean, if you were doing it for yourself, you could just sit in a room by yourself and talk to yourself. I mean, the chat is important. The people who come to watch you are definitely important, and definitely worth appreciating. I don't think it's too much to set up. I mean, I mean, personally, if I felt like I needed to do it, I wouldn't have any problems setting up a GoFundMe or anything, for something I needed for the show. For something that if it was just for something like personal, like, hey, my water heater went out, I need to get it fixed. Hey, will you guys pay for it? Like that seems a little callous to me. But if it's something for the show that you're doing for them, and they're kind of taking part in and contributing to, I think they will agree that it's money well spent, because it keeps you doing something that they're interested in actually seeing, of yours and that you're doing. Call it what you will, but it's almost like a reciprocation of respect and admiration. And if that's what keeps you going forward and giving them what they want, then it's for a mutual benefit.
Well, and it bloody well keeps me sane.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you've ever been stuck in any place for any amount of time, but 4 years is way too much time to spend being locked up in a house doing nothing.
No, I know that feeling all too well too.
I mean, I hooked up, started doing memes at the end of the year because I was really going nuts. And people liked how my memes were going. And so they started inviting me on to shows little by little. And yeah, I mean, I've turned my show into fan service because I want those people on that people want to hear from. Like Gulf City, I'm still trying to work it out with them to where I can actually have just the whole cast on.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's something that really hasn't been done yet. I'm also working on a panel with artists that I really, really like that are completely different, very eclectic in the way that they do their things. I want to do a panel like that. I've got IRL celebrities coming in left and right now. I don't know if it's the time of the season or what, but they booked the shit out of my my September, my October, and half my damn November. And I want this to keep going. I mean, I don't want to be disappointed when I wake up in the morning and turn on my computer and that fucking B-sod is there and it won't go away.
Yeah.
Because I've had that before. I really take very good care of my PCs. And as soon as I got the disk error, I'm like, oh shit, when's the B-sod coming? I know it's coming. And we tried for the previous show, we were going to bring up Streamlabs OBS. And I shit you not, it redlined. In PC memory and CPU processing, I was in the mid 90s.
Jeez.
And you could hear that poor fan just like, ah. And I was like, oh, fuck. I mean, literally, when we did the show with Blackout, I had everything shut off with the exception of the Google Hangout and the watch page. And that's all I kept up because it wasn't humming and it wasn't ready to crash and burn. And I don't know. I really hate to harp on it, but it's, for me, life is not about what others do for you. It's what you do for others. Mm-hmm. And I'm hoping I'm providing some entertainment while I'm while I'm pressing on with my sanity. But yeah, I just wanted to announce that I did put that up, and I have incredible mixed feelings about it.
Well, as far as entertainment goes, I can tell you that I caught your your episode with Blackout, or at least part of it, before I did my thing yesterday, and or not yesterday, Tuesday, and I was actually really taken in by that. The conversation you guys were having was really good. The topics you were bringing up or touching on, as far as like, you know, artist perspective on how artists kind of deal with things. I was really drawn in by that, because a lot of people just want to, you know, talk about somebody's work and a lot of fluff things, but you guys touched on a lot of, you know, things that were kind of unrelated to each other specifically, but kind of, you know, connected you two. And I think it helps other people who are in that realm connect as well. At least that's the way I felt. I wish I could have watched the whole thing, but I haven't gotten back to it because I've been fucking in and out of bouts of fucking being sick and shit. So,
well,
but that wasn't, from what I heard, you know, I think I listened to about 45 minutes of it, and I was really interested in it.
And well, thank you, because I mean, the people who come on, I do get a, wow, man, 2 hours sounds like a long time, or or this is going to be so boring for you. And I was like, no, this is not going to be boring. It's not boring at all. You'll see, because people think their life has relatively no meaning unless they've got some type of drummed up personality.
Yeah.
And, you know, Blackout, he's the youngest guy that I've ever interviewed. And I'm like, we're going to get into it, dude. You're going to be talking about shit that you had never talked about before. And that's final, because I'm your elder.
He's a good artist too. You said he did your Avatar thing.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's really good work.
Well, he blew me away, man, and he did a shit ton for Elvis the Alien, and nobody knew. Nobody knew that he had done that work, and he'd done some for other people. And he's just like, okay, well, I'm just playing it off. It's like, no, this is shit you have to highlight.
Yeah.
Because it's important. It means something.
But that's kind of the way artists do, if left to their own devices.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when I did the interview with the co-founder from Devo, Jared Casale, I had no clue that we would spend the first 20 minutes of him recounting his eyewitness testimony of watching the Kent State shootings. I was completely blown away by that. Never thought we would go there.
Huh.
And I mean, it was, we eventually got to Devo and to the music, but it was, that's a story that I've never heard told. I've never heard somebody say, here's how it started, and here's how it ended, and here's the hard part that's right in the middle. And that's the thing that literally blew me away. Talking to these people, I wouldn't say I have a magic touch, Jessica. I would say, though, that everyone has magic in them. You know, that there is some type of story or some type of drive that creates a narrative that makes everything beautiful. I'm not a hippie. Some people call me an optimist. I'm more of a realist, because I have the tendency to believe that everybody has something worthwhile about them. It's just, if you want to take your time finding out what that is, it makes me think of the old Fight Club thing. You know, when Marla and the narrator are talking, and they're saying that, you know, why do you come here? Why do you come here? And he's like, I don't know. It's just, I guess, when people think that you're dying, and she cuts him off, that they're actually listening to you instead of waiting for their time to talk.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Ghastly. Bright power. All hail that blue whale. And I mean, Ghastly and the Golf City crew are definitely another example. I love to pimp these guys. They entertain the hell out of me. And that's what's important. You know, I love to say if there's a content creator out there, then you need to support them. Money, not necessarily, but definitely spreading the word of mouth. If people know you like something, then they're more apt to go, okay, well, let's check it out. I mean, the biggest thing in my descriptor lists now when I do Doctor on Call are people whom I like and that I want people to tune into. I think that's important. I think people really needs to spread it around.
It's a good place to start. Definitely.
Yeah, because I got pissed at you because I'm like, well, I'm putting your link up, but God damn it, when do you stream?
Oh yeah, I literally just sit down and hit the stream button. I can't plan anything out. That's kind of the whole deal with me. It's like I get locked into this idea that if it's something that's prepared and it's planned, it's a job, and I lose focus and I lose interest, and I have a job. I don't need this to become another job. You know, that kind of deal. It's a way for me to just say what I want to say and then be done with it. Just like with you, you know, you're bringing people on and doing interviews and things like that. I've entertained the idea of doing that, but then I thought that's just not me. That's not something that I think I can do because I don't know. To me, it involves too much preparation. I'm very lazy. I guess that's just what I'm saying. I'm very, very lazy.
Well, and that's the reason why I always put channel links in. Just so if it's something that somebody's interested in, then sure, hit the fucking sub button, hit the bell, and then it'll ring. It'll let people know. Oh, Naomi, a social wreck is on with me right now.
Hello.
If somebody's interested, if they want to take my microphone, you know, here's the people that I like. By all means. You know, bookmark them, you know, sub them, put the bell on them, and then, you know, hey, if I'm wrong, you can come back and call me an asshole. I think I'm right. But especially when it comes to the people that I've got recommended down there.
Yeah, I apologize for that. My wife just got home, and so my dogs are going crazy. I didn't know if that was coming through the thing or not. So are you trying to raise money for a whole new PC or just because it sounds like you're having a hard drive? It sounds like your hard drive is about ready to take a shit.
Oh, dude, I would send you what I have. And legitimately, everybody that I have shown my specs to are just like, you know, trash it.
How old is it?
It's 8 years old. Wait a minute. 9. Yeah. Yeah. It was put out in 2009. It's 8 years old.
Oh yeah, too old by this point. OBS is a known resource hog, and running something that old, I'm surprised you're able to even get away with it at this point. Well, or do you run OBS?
I can't run OBS because it'll crash my system.
Yeah, I should have known. Yeah, anything that old, like because. If your system's so old that like it's hanging up on Hangouts and things like that, you know, running a Hangout stream, then yeah, you definitely need to get a new workstation.
Oh, dude, Discord fucking shreds me.
Oh yeah,
that's why I'll spend a little time in Discord, and I'll start roboting after about 5 or 10 minutes, and I got to dump and I got to come back in. Yeah. Yeah, Occam, I showed my specs. So he put in the chat, it's a 2009 compact POS. Um, and I appreciate that, Disky. Thank you for showing up.
I see Bubonic in the stream. I got to give him a whoa 70. 2013 build. 09 is 09 is ancient. I'm running a 07 Mac as my secondary computer. My primary computer is one that I built 2 years ago, but I'm running a lot of stuff off an 07 Mac Pro, and that was a top of the line, like $3,000 computer back then, and it chugs along today. So just a standard PC today from that era, yeah, that's, you got to get something new. Definitely throw some money at your boy Doc Griffin and get this man a new computer. Holy shit! I would help you out, but I'm fucking completely strapped for cash. Actually, I got a plumber coming tomorrow to fish out my fucking sewer line. I got to pay him $300. But I would be.
It does not matter. I mean, I like your content. I know you pop in and out every so often.
Are you going to build your own computer, or are you just going to buy one?
I'm a boomer, man. I'm going to have to buy one, or I have been offered to have someone build it for me.
If you want to put it together piece by piece and just have people kind of contribute different pieces, I could definitely throw you some hard drives.
Well, shit. I have no idea how that rolls. My compact has a Intel dual core.
Oh God.
It runs at 3 gigahertz. The installed RAM is 4 gig. And of course, being with Windows 7, it's a 64-bit operating system.
Yeah. You actually running a dual core, running anything above probably Windows 8 or 7 even. Or what was it, Windows 8 or 9? It was Windows 7 before that. I can't remember the one they're really shitty one that came after that. But anything above that, and it's almost too much to run on anything above a dual core. Especially Windows 10. Windows 10 is almost impossible to run on one. Yeah, you definitely need to get, like, even an i5 would help you tremendously. And I think those, you can pick one of those up from like Walmart for like, I think $300-400.
Yeah, and trying to look the stuff up myself, I did find that there's, I mean, the thing that I can really skimp on is, the thing I can definitely really skimp on is not having to go with an actual gaming PC, because I'm not a gamer.
Yeah, you kind of end up with one regardless. Just if you build one with decent specs, it almost, I mean, it's like the one I was trying to build was for editing purposes and using After Effects and things like that. But by proxy, I also end up with a gaming computer. So it's like one hand washes the other in a sense.
Yeah, well, it still doesn't mean I'm going to be gaming.
Oh, no, you don't have to. You just have a computer capable of doing it. But hey, I got to jump out of here. My guy is here. He's getting ready to start his show. I produce a show called War Dog Live on his channel, the Broken Crayon, and he and his daughter are here, and we're getting ready to start our show. So I got to bounce.
Well, do me a favor and make sure and drop a link when you can.
Drop a link in your chat.
Yeah, you got a wrench.
Oh, there we go. There's the link. But yeah, I appreciate you having me on. It was a pleasure talking to you, and I'd definitely like to do it in the future. And I hope things work out well with your GoFundMe. And like I said, if you need any components, I've got a ton just sitting around I could donate to you.
Well, I certainly appreciate that too, because I don't mind Frankensteining.
Oh yeah, that's the way to go too. Anybody will tell you.
All right, well, everybody, that's Social Rec. He's got a show coming on later on, so click that chat link and sub out to him so you know when it's happening.
Oh, it's happening in about 5 minutes. So, but I will leave you to it, and somebody else jump in here and talk to Doc Griffin, and thanks for having me on again. And yeah, like I said, I hope everything works out. Definitely don't stop doing it. because I really like your show.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And Social Rec, you ain't bad yourself, brother.
I could always be better.
Well, we all could. We all could.
All right, take it easy, my man.
And let's go ahead and if somebody else wants to drop in here as a voice of sanity, there's the link one more time. I don't want to flow over too much into his. But, yeah. I like what I'm doing. I'm doing what I like. It's, and you know, okay, here's the thing. Every time I hear somebody doing, you know, a GoFundMe or any type of place where they're raising funds, a lot of the times it feels like an "oh, woe is me" kind of deal. Like, you know,
Shut up.
You know, if you don't do the bird, then the bird gets the hammer. You know.
Shut up.
Why?
Give this guy a hand. Jerk offs.
Hey, I got some ham from the food pantry this morning, man.
No, not ham. You put in your hearing aids, you old fuck.
Hey, it was even spiral sliced.
Yep. Hand. Oh, God. You're terrible. You're terrible at this. I miss Rary.
I miss Rary
because of you. Because of you, I miss Rary. You deaf old coot. God,
I miss Rary's 3 a.m. streams.
There I am. I forgot I taped over my camera thing. I don't want to scare your people away there. Your lovely audience here. It's a lot of crossover here.
By the way,
you Doc.
I got a nice Hollywood mask maker who's going to comp me out and actually do a Doc Griffin mask for me.
Oh God!
So I'm hoping that with the specs that everybody put down, that it's going to be able to also that money will also get me an actual webcam to where I can actually do that.
No, I got a webcam for you. I got one of those for you. I don't need no damn webcam. Nobody wants to see my mug anyway. But listen, is it going to be a fully functional mask?
Yeah, actually.
Like you could smoke and drink with it?
Yeah, I have to be able to smoke and drink and be able to eat wings that have burning hot sauce.
Oh, you lucky bastard. Oh, you got it made. Is it the dude who did the Crypt Keeper doing that mask for you? Oh,
yeah,
man. That's great. That's great.
Yeah, he's going to try to hook me up. Apparently he's got a new schedule going on right now. So if we see him, he probably won't hit the show until December.
Ooh. Yeah, December is a wacky month for stream stuff.
Well, you know, on the 25th, I'm going to have just a flat out AMA stream.
Ask you anything?
Yeah, because I don't see any guest wanting to spend the 25th coming on and talking about themselves when they more than likely have a family.
Yeah, that's true. That's a rough one.
I mean, I'd book it if somebody said it, but I was thinking about busting Optic's balls and saying, okay, Optic, you know, it's time for you to come back on December 25th.
Yeah. You ain't got nobody. You got a sad, sorry life. You're an artist. Jump on.
You ain't got no fucking kids.
Nobody will hear you anyway. Don't worry about it.
Your wife's going to be asleep or at work, one or the other,
or with her family.
Wow.
They don't like you. Yeah, really rub it in. He'll love it.
Hey, Wild Fox, this isn't the show. This was just a jump in because, yeah.
Because, he needs a new computer.
Yeah, I mean,
come on, just say it, Doc.
Dude,
it's hard swallowing the pride. I know.
I mean, I even put in the description that I was bending knee because
it sucks. It sucks, but I mean, you love what you do, and sometimes you gotta roll out with your hat in hand, you know. And it sucks for guys like us to swallow that pride, and it takes a lot to get us to that point.
Actually, I used hat in hand as well. Here, wait, I'll read what I wrote. Okay. With 4 years of being housebound after multiple strokes, I needed something to keep my sanity intact. I found that something in streaming. I host a humble little talk show on the YouTubes called Doctor on Call, the Cure for the Common Interview. I have casual discussions with interesting people live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. People like what I do, and I found peace of mind in my small part of YouTube. Unfortunately, technology has become my nemesis.
Mm-hmm.
Crappy 8-year-old network PC I bought for $67 a couple years ago has started to do system disk errors, and now the B-sod has come to visit. Since I barely live above the poverty line IRL, my online friends have encouraged me to do this GoFundMe so I can continue doing what I enjoy. Complete disclosure, I am uncomfortable with asking people for money, but I must recognize this campaign is the difference between my continued online creativity and the end of something that keeps me sane and others entertained. With that in mind, I bend my knee to those whom are willing to give their hard-earned money to keep Doctor on Call on the air and allow me to smile, presenting excellent content for the fans of the show. I consult with several people in the know, and they have said $1,500 is reasonable for a mid-range PC for the creation of videos, voiceovers, and streaming through memory taxing OBS systems. So here I am with hat in hand asking for help. Thank you for taking the time to read this.
I don't know. I don't know. I might know something about some guy of some friend of mine. I might have a line on a laptop. I might.
Well, I want to stay away from laptops because PCs are more durable.
Yeah, but beggars can't be choosers.
Well, no, I've got a crap top, which would, definitely run the basic way that I'm running right now, which is have no screens up and just run Hangouts and run the watch page. I mean, that one would probably last me for a little while too. But
but you got to understand, laptops have come a long way, baby. I mean, the newer ones, I'm running all mine on a laptop at maximum settings. Streamlabs OBS, audio. I'm running YouTube with OBS, and I've got like 3 different tabs of YouTube going, with Twitter, with you name it, going, and not a problem. It doesn't even get warmed up, so they have come a very, very, very long way. So I'm just throwing it out there, but there's no guarantees in life. But it's the technology's come a long way, Doc.
Well, there's a shit ton that's easier to break when you're dealing with it, and
plus you spill a lot, you sloppy drunk.
Yeah, I'm a sloppy bitch, but that's okay. Wifey likes it. But yeah, I mean, once you break something on a laptop, you're pretty much fucked. Whereas the PC's got components, and if something goes down, you can pull that.
Yeah, it's like working on a 70s car compared to working on a newer model. At least you could get in the nuts and the bolts of a 70s muscle car rather than looking at a new motor now and go, what the fuck is this shit?
Oh yeah.
Right? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I feel you on that.
Oh yeah. I would just as soon rather work on something that was pre 85 than post.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you. I get where you're coming from on that. Yeah. If I could help out any way I can, Doc. Uh, you know, I too live on a fixed income, as you know, pretty damn fixed. So cash is tight, but I will give what I can to your
Well, brother,
GoFundMe.
anything is definitely appreciated. I know I've got another 8 months before I go before the federal judge for them
Yeah.
to determine my disability. So, I mean, literally, I've been in limbo for 3 years.
Yeah, but that's good though. It's all retroactive, you know, if that comes through.
It's only active up to a specific amount of time. If my lawyers wanted to refile, the only thing I would end up getting is what my monthly would be. So they're trying to keep the old case alive so they can get the retroactive pay that I missed.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and they get 33.3% of that, right?
Well, they can, dude, they can have it if they get me there.
Well, no, by law they can only take 33.3% of and usually disability lawyers will only take 33.3% of your retroactive pay.
Yeah, in the state that I'm in, they can only take up to 5K.
Oh, really? So there's a cap on that.
Yeah.
All right, good. So you ain't gonna get bent over to ship hole on that.
So yeah, I don't know how much that I earned, but I was working full time. I mean, shit, they were getting ready to move me up in management when I dropped to the floor.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you need to get out of here.
You needs to go now. We don't want none of that shit.
Right. Yeah. And I tried like once or twice to come back. And because of how hard it hit my brain, I mean, you have to remember like 200 or 300 different things. And I couldn't remember even half of them.
Yeah.
So I became useless to them.
Yeah. Believe me, I know it's the fight with disability. Which one are you on with hearing? Second or third?
I got to go before the judge with the bullshit lawyers that I had. You know, the lawyer that met me 10 minutes before.
Oh yeah, so
in.
that was your second time then.
So yeah, I got to hear before the judge, and the new lawyers I have is, oh well, we know this judge. This judge retired. She never gives up anything. So yeah, we're gonna go back in and hit this one.
Yeah, so, it's strange the way there's so many claims here where I live in Florida. I mean, you're almost guaranteed right off of the bat. First two are nope, we're not doing it, and you know you have to go before the Supreme Court, not Supreme Court, but the higher court.
Yeah, we're going to the federal grand jury next.
Yeah. There you go. And that's where you'll get it.
So. Well, and here's the thing that's kicking me in the balls at this point is the fact that I shit you not, we live $140 above the poverty line. My Medicaid got canceled.
Oh yeah,
so I can't even go into a doctor. And if it's a choice between me going to a doctor and having the electric on, then it's no choice.
Yeah. And they also get you with the food stamps too.
Oh, I haven't done food stamps.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, you can't get a SNAP card, you can't eat your choice between, well, do I pay my rent or do I eat this month? You know?
Oh, dude, today I hobbled my ass down 3 city blocks so I could go to one of the churches that had a food pantry.
Oh, food bank. Yeah, yeah. I feel you, man. It's tough living like that, and hopefully everything goes well with you
Well,
on this thing.
and brother, you know how it runs.
Oh yeah.
Bloody, broken, bent, but never bowed.
Oh no, you don't bend for no man, you know, and you got to be in a rough state too. And yeah, and I mean, you go from fifth gear to first gear real fucking quick, and it's a snap back into the steering wheel, you know, when you hit those gears, and you can't do anything you used to, and it sucks. It gets frustrating. So I'm right there with you, man.
I was so pissed because the past 2 days I wanted to go down to food pantry, and this is pathetic. I couldn't walk down the steps.
Yeah.
And it pissed me off. I put my fucking knee brace on. I had my cane, and it was like, no, this is not going to happen for you today. So, you know, all that stuff is in my brain, and I'm like, I can't ask people for money to get me something that in my brain is considered a luxury item.
Well, honestly, without it, you can't make any money at all. You don't have the opportunity to make anything.
Dude, all I want to do is entertain. That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm having fun talking to all these people, and I love the surprise DMs and emails that I get. Like, no shit, you're having this person on? That's awesome.
Yeah, I know. I do. Why do you think I stream? I mean, I don't have to. I want to. I love it. I enjoy the hell out of it. It saved me from feeling like a piece of meat, just rotten here. You know, now I make people smile. I make people laugh, and there's no better charge. You know, seeing the chat popping, seeing them laugh with me or at me. I don't care as long as you laugh and have a good time. You know, with that, Doc, I'm gonna let you get back to doing what you're doing. All right, I'm with you on this. All right, my friend.
All right, brother. I know you got my back.
Yeah, and hey, chat, go fuck yourself.
But in a very loving way. So yeah, that's the something that I did. I set up the GoFundMe, and it is what it is. I don't. It's even more humbling than usual. It's very much well, I mean, I literally had to do a come to Jesus meeting, and everybody around me was like, just do it, just do it. And I'm living on grace time at this point. I know I told the old story, back in my 20s, we were out drinking, and I drank like a liter of vodka, and I passed out. I died on the way to the hospital. They had to induce coma because I was alcohol poisoned. I woke up like 3 days later. Great sleep. And I thought that was my twilight time. Not a lot left. So here I get, another 20 years down the road, for God's sake. And there are people. There are people now who are enjoying whatever I'm doing. I go through all these strokes to get out of the depression of it. I start to talk to people, and I mean, I started with the memeing because memeing makes me laugh. Sometimes it's brutal, sometimes it's campy, but it's a lovely thing. And then people got me into doing because somebody heard my voice, and they got me to start doing, the voice work that I'm doing now, and it's kept my sanity. Naomi,
Oh,
I see you.
can you hear me?
I can.
Hear me?
Well,
Hello, everyone.
it sounds like you're roboting a little bit.
Yeah, I just started putting this up and getting everything together. I'm sorry, I'm roboting. Hi, everybody. If you can hear me up there.
How are you this evening?
So, excuse me?
I said, so how are you this evening?
Well, I have a bad cold. I had to go to the doctor's today and get checked out. I'm negative for strep and I'm negative for mono. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, that certainly is.
Yeah. Hopefully, they'll with me. I know, Caply, I know. I'm roboting and I'm sorry. Stubborn.
Do you want to pop out and pop back in?
But I just stop
Well,
talk
well,
and
you are doing some severe roboting.
talk.
You are doing some severe
I know.
roboting. Why don't you pop
I'll
out
let
and pop
somebody
back in?
else and
Just pop out and come back in. We'll save a space for you.
Just we we're here. Okay. Bye. I said.
Come back. Come back. So you can reload and you're not roboting.
Yeah, you're gonna have to F5 on that. Hey, Doc.
Hey Hex, what's going on?
Not much. Glad to see that you did this. Although, I mean, granted, I was a little bit thrown off by what you were saying yesterday about what was it? Just just the what is it? Putting the things in perspective for how much this is compared to how much you have. But I mean, Joker wasn't wrong. If I mean, I know you don't want to make money off this, but it's a great way for people to have some way of income just in general, especially a guy considering what you were saying, just in terms of how much functionality you have.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much foobarred when it comes uh, to the tech that I'm running, and I didn't see any other way out because if you try to rob the convenience stores around here, the most you'll get is maybe $40.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you got to deal with all the legal stuff.
So yeah, I had to 86 that one, and there aren't any banks that are close enough for me as a cripple to be able to walk to, rob, and then run from.
Yeah. Yeah. Running without the full use of the legs can be a little bit difficult there.
Even if I would have qualified for a rascal scooter, that's still not fast enough to beat a police cruiser.
No kidding. My grandma was on one of those. What was it? A lot of falls and diabetes just fucks up her just how her body works. So she's basically wheelchair bound, and those things don't go all that fast compared to a cruiser.
Well, and here's a little insight into my mind. When I had probably arguably my worst stroke, which was the fourth one, I think. I was not moving around at all. It was pretty much trying to use a walker, and all of these companies came out of the woodwork because they knew I had Medicaid at that point, and they were just like, "Oh, we can get you into a Rascal scooter. We can get you into a scooter. You know, it'll work." And my whole point of view on that was, well, you know what? If I go to a Rascal scooter, that means I'm giving up on walking. That means that I no longer want to get back to where I was before everything happens. So that's the kind of hardhead that I am.
I mean, it's not a bad way to look at it. I mean, there's a lot worse ways to look at it. That's at least a way that gets you literally off your ass and moving again.
Well, and yeah, I mean, that's basically a resignation. That's literally a resignation of saying, okay, well, I'm so fuckered up that I'm going to have to use a mobile wheelchair, and I refuse that.
Yeah, if anything, save that till you're in like your 80s or something, or if you don't have legs or something like that. Like, if you got legs and you can have some way of using them, use them.
Yeah, I mean, why give up when you can fight back?
Yeah.
And
Not wrong.
That's how I've been all my bloody life. And basically to ask people to help me out is a very difficult thing for me to do. I will give away my time to people without hesitation. If it's a just cause, if it's something that I know I'm going to get an internal buzz off of afterwards, because there is a little selfishness in optimism.
Yeah, altruism has its place in human biology.
But yeah, I mean, it's like Naomi, you haven't debuted yet. You got to come back. It's like when we were doing the whole Broski benefit thing, I was like, you know what, dude, I don't need any shout outs. I don't need any back pats. I just need to do my job. So this is a success. And
exactly.
if it's a success, then I'm paid right there. You know, I'm not really a karma kind of guy, but I do believe if you push enough good into the world, then you get enough good coming back.
You put in what is it? You get out what you put in, kind of thing. It's like that way with business. It's like that way with people. And and I mean, you don't even, and that sounds kind of negative when you say it out loud, but like, I don't see it like that, where it's like, if you are good to people, even if you don't get anything out, just the sheer good feeling you get from that can sometimes be enough.
And yeah, I mean, what's the old Beatles song? You know, and in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make.
Oh yeah, which one was that? I can't remember which one that was.
It's actually the song called "The End," and they chant "The End" all the way through it just to fill up time on the album, and then it stops with a little piano note, and then it's like, and in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make.
You ain't
So there's
wrong.
some singing from a supper.
I mean, it ain't wrong. It definitely ain't wrong.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to do one night where we actually do karaoke, but because of the freaking delays on everything,
Yeah,
I think that one's going to be a bust
it
unless we
might.
do a live broadcast. And if I've got my mask up and ready, I will go on stage and have somebody stream it live.
That'd be awesome. That'd be a good time.
Sorry, I'm having people DMing me with middle fingers.
What? Are
Yeah.
you serious?
Well, yeah, a lot of STFUs out there.
Damn. Like, in a, like, shut the fuck up, stop, like, saying, like, stop being, or was it, stop being all, like, kind of how, like, Broski was with it, where he was, like, he didn't want it, people setting something up for him, or, like, a negative thing, or, like, a,
Uh, what now?
is it, like, people are, like, saying shut the fuck up, is it, like, what is it?
Oh no, no. The people, all my boys in the
Oh.
BTS, are always telling me to shut the fuck up, especially when it comes to what I'm doing. So yeah, I used to ride, so I'm completely used to people, being assholes, but doing it out of love.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's something that's missing out of just a lot of people nowadays can't take take it. You know, I mean, I had to learn it
Oh,
when
I
I
mean,
like when I got a little bit, or well, more recently, considering in comparison to how old I am, which is 20. So I mean,
no, well, I came from a background where a thick skin is not a bad thing to have, and as long as you can take it as good as you can give it, then there you go.
yeah,
No,
people respect that.
I mean, that's why Joker and I kind of hooked up, synced up instantly, just because the fact that we kind of have common backgrounds, and we are dedicated, if we're going to be friends, to busting each other's balls.
I like that.
And there's a few more people that I do that with, and they make me giggle because if you can make somebody break before they have the availability to get their insult out, then there's the win.
Exactly. Get get first person break kayfabe loses kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Okay, well, guys, we've been and ladies, we've been doing this for about an hour. That's basically what I wanted to say. I did a GoFundMe. I'm still not I'm still not completely feeling awesome-tastic about it.
Don't worry about
Well,
it.
Joker, I always let you win because I'm an elder, and we need to see the youngins grow and prosper. But um, I think I would love to end with a song. Does anybody have a suggestion? I'll sing a bar or two if I know it. If
All right.
it's
I gotta go finish some stuff up, but good jumping on. I'm glad you're doing this.
Thanks for stopping in, Hax. I appreciate it.
Anytime. All right.
I don't know what far away is. Suggestion? What I can sing? Ah. Wifey's being unhelpful. You know what? I'll have this playing in the back because they can strike the fuck out of this. I don't care. Just to get it running. There we go. It's a nice short one. I'll turn up my speaker a little bit so you guys can actually hear the music playing. It's gonna echo probably, but fuck it. Here we go. And it's a little relevant. Must the show go on? There must be some mistake. I didn't mean to let them take away my soul. Am I too old? Is it too late? Where's the feeling gone? Will I remember the song? The show must go on. And with that, I'd like to thank everybody for stopping out and listening to a little bit of my ramble. So, yeah, if you want to help out, the link is in the description. I thank everybody who has already. And all right, Joker, just for you, I'll do a little Beatles. Her Majesty's a pretty nice girl, but she doesn't have a lot to say. Her Majesty's a pretty nice girl, but she changes from day to day. I want to tell her that I love her a lot, but I got a belly full of wine. Her Majesty's a pretty nice girl. Someday I'm gonna make her mine. Oh yeah, someday I'm gonna make her mine.